Americans complain about coming to Korea and feeling so different because I know this is not everybody, but generally I feel like people can go to America and be accepted and nobody be like,
true.
oh, you're Chinese. They'll
Yes,
be like,
because
oh, you're
everybody's
Chinese American,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
Korean
yeah.
American,
It's
I'm
common.
Kenyan American. It's very common, but
But in
I
Korea
feel
it's
like,
not.
I feel like Europe. Europe seems like they still see you as
They do.
whatever country you're from.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you're Korean,
Yeah.
you're Kenyan.
Yeah.
No
They-
offense, Europe.
Because, obviously the U.S., not all cities.
Not all, yeah.
But-
Oh, some
but-
states are terrible.
But still, like it's all a melting pot.
It's a melting pot.
Everybody's from everywhere, so there's less of like, are you Chinese? Are you Korean?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
There's
Like-
plenty of like foreigners, like.
And the
Just,
question, where are you from, is not common in America
no.
because nobody really cares.
Yeah.
But in Korea, obviously,
Yeah.
homogenous country,
Yeah.
where are you from is like the biggest question you'll
so
be
for
asked.
example, like I don't even know the guy's name, but the black guy who's very famous nowadays. What's his
Jordan?
name?
Jonathan?
Jonathan. For
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
he doesn't speak English that well, right?
He doesn't speak English at all.
At all.
At
From what
all.
I see on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know
Because
him,
he's
but-
Congolese, yeah.
Yes, and he's Congolese, and he's Korean, 100%.
I don't
never
even
been
consider him
to-
as like Congolese. I'm like, you are Korean.
So
yeah.
he's Kyopo. He's 100%
Oh, Sam, he
Kyopo.
will be Kyopo, yeah.
Yes,
Because
he'll
if I'm
be
not
Kyopo.
wrong, I think the passport is also Korean.
Yes,
'cause
I
he
think
is
so.
like raised in Korea.
Yes,
Since he
so
was like,
he would have to go to the military, I think. I don't know.
that's when I'll be like, I'm Congolese.
Yes. So as you may know, Koreans are very, very kind of sensitive about the military thing.
They are.
Do you know Steven Yun? Like
The one who was
Sung-jin?
banned?
Who
He got banned
Yeah.
because
He's banned for like 25 years or something like that.
Didn't he
like
come
20
back, though?
No.
Why do I
They're
feel like
never gonna let him back in because he was the usher of Korea like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He
was a hot deal
He was
back
a hot
then,
deal.
from what
yes,
I've
yes.
heard,
He's
yeah.
like he was like the hottest out there. He was earning like scraping in money, like banking money, like you turn on any
Yeah,
channel and
it
he was
him.
there.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then he's a gyopo, so he's not Korean. He's a
Wait,
gyopo.
so why are people mad that he didn't go to the military?
So he's a gyopo. He doesn't have a Korean passport.
Uh-huh.
But Korean guys at least have to choose by a certain age,
okay.
25 or 30. I forgot the
Oh,
exact
okay.
age.
Yeah, yeah.
And then even if you're a gyopo,
Yeah.
so you have an American passport or whatever non-Korean passport, and you
Yeah.
don't have a Korean passport.
Yeah.
But then Koreans, so that you have to choose.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, since Korean, I my life is in Korea. I earned so much money in Korea. Well, he didn't say that, but I got so much love in Korea.
Yeah.
I will do my military service. I will forfeit or give up my U.S. passport, or I will go to the military.
Yeah.
And I will get my Korean passport. And then he
Right.
just ditched the country.
And he just left.
Yeah, he just left
After saying all that.
after saying all that, promising
Why
at the
would you even
prime of his
say
career. He promised like on TV, 군대 갈 거예요. I'll go to the military. I'm gonna become Korean. I love Korea.
Wow.
And then he just I'm not.
He's like, thank you for the money.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Korean
Okay.
immigration office and everything, they are, even after 20 years, they're not letting him in.
Was that like the first case that has ever happened so publicly?
I don't know like the first case, but first famous, like
Famous
really
case.
famous person,
Wow, being banned 25 years.
20, I think literally 20 years.
And
20
now
years.
Korea's like the place to be and he can't even come.
No, and he's on his YouTube channel. He's like crying and like
Yeah, I've seen
I
it.
spent so much time. I did my punishment. Blah blah blah. You've punished me enough. Still,
And Koreans seem to be like, you still need to spend your full time.
Yeah.
It seems like Koreans are in the government side, not on his side, from
No.
what I've seen.
Yeah.
This military thing, oh my god. Isn't the exemption if you have like a PhD or if you're studying for a PhD, you have an exception or something
the military
like that?
thing. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not exempted, but if you are either like a doctor or
Mm-hmm.
you're studying to be a doctor, or sorry, in medical school, or
Yeah.
whether if you're doing your master's and PhD, blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
you can do what they call industrial agent. So basically, you just work in companies, IT companies.
Oh snap.
Yeah.
And that counts to your military?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I have a very good younger buddy who's like who recently finished his military services
Yeah.
in Crafton, in the company that makes the battleground games.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so and he was doing his master's. He finished his master's. I think he was about to do his PhD or something like that. He was a software engineer, a mechanical engineer, but he does software engineer as well. And then he applied as a industrial agent.
Yeah.
And then he needs to work in one of those companies. but some of them are not as nice as like Naver or whatnot.
Right.
Some of them are like manual labor, like you work in factories and stuff, and that's what. But not all of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, but you can utilize that as an option as well.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Oh.
So-
That whole military thing, I'm like, thank God I'm not a man, and thank God I'm not a Korean man. 'Cause
But
that's-
nowadays it's shorter, I think.
I heard
like,
it's getting shorter.
I think it's like a year and a half or like something like
It
that.
used to be 2 years,
It used to be 2 years. I
Right?
did 2 years.
and now it's like a few months.
Yeah,
well,
that
not
was
a
like
few. It's still a
a
long
year and a
time,
half.
but
It's not too bad.
yeah. I have a question. What, as a Korean,
Mm-hmm.
well, as a Korean that has been abroad and then came back to Korea, what is some advice that you would give foreigners who are in Korea? Let me say, like, for the foreigners who are having a hard time in Korea when it comes to, let's talk careers actually.
Sure.
The foreigners who are stuck in jobs
Mm-hmm.
that are not, the best, like maybe a terrible hagwon
Mm-hmm.
or a terrible teaching job. What is some advice that you would give them as someone who also teaches other foreigners about careers?
In teaching English, as I said, I mean, I was an English teacher before, but I'm pretty sure if you're teaching English in Korea, you have it in the back of your head as well, like, this career may not be, because I get a lot like they kind of like, oh, hi, what do you do in Korea? Oh, I'm just an English teacher. Like I didn't discriminate anything. I just
Yeah,
asked
they're
you a
like,
question.
just English.
Just English teacher. It's like
Yeah.
they tend to kind of, I don't know, not all of them, but some are not very proud of what they can maybe doing in Korea.
Why do you think that is? Because a lot of English teachers here don't say it in a loud and proud type of way.
Because everybody who graduated or who were born in America or England, I guess, they usually speak English because it's a language.
It's our native language, yeah.
So, and it's not like the biggest skill, I guess. So everybody, and also it's a relatively easier choice that one can make in their life, and I've also made that choice as well when I was first teaching English, because I took it because it was the highest paying. They pay me the most, basically.
Yeah.
So,
This is my opinion.
Sure.
I think why most foreign teachers don't say loudly and proudly that they're English teachers, it's because it's seen as a really easy career to get into in
Yeah,
Korea.
exactly.
Because you don't have to have a teaching degree. So it's not really like I'm a teacher, because anybody can be an English teacher. And this is not trying to be like offensive to English teachers, because a lot of them do have a degree
Yes.
for teaching, but it's still seen as an easy career to
Yes.
get into. And this also goes hand in hand with modeling. I'm a model in Korea. Anybody can be a model in Korea. Like
Anybody.
at this point, anybody
Not
can,
anybody. Really? No, really?
anybody.
Really?
Like the price has just gone down, because, and that's
Oh, I
another
didn't know about the
thing
price.
about English teaching, because now, because everybody can be an English teacher, I feel like the price keeps going down.